We have a 2.4 liter VVT Toyota engine in a Pontiac Vibe. We're going to go through the steps in replacing the water pump. Before performing a cooling system repair, it is recommended to flush the cooling system prior to installing any new parts. Before beginning the repair, disconnect the negative battery cable. In order to gain access to the belt tensioner, we remove the lower splash shield. Before starting your repair, you always want to be sure you're working with a cool engine. Using a 19mm socket, we loosened the belt tensioner and removed the belt. It's a good idea to inspect the drive belt, making sure it's not damaged that would hinder its reuse. To gain access to the water pump, we'll remove the alternator. We'll begin by disconnecting the wiring. Remove the two mounting bolts for the alternator and remove the alternator. Using a pulley holding tool, remove the 4 water pump pulley bolts. On this model, we had to remove the bolt holding the analog brake bracket in place to get the pulley out. It's a good idea to remove the crankshaft wiring from above and below the water pump to reduce the risk of damaging it while removing the water pump. Remove the 6 water pump retaining bolts. Be careful not to damage the crankshaft sensor harness. With the water pump removed, clean the gasket surface, making sure not to allow any debris into the water jacket. Apply a thin layer of sealer to the gasket and install the gasket onto the block. Apply a thin layer of sealer to the gasket surface on the water pump and install the water pump. Install the 6 retaining bolts, torquing the mounting bolts to 80 inch-pounds. Be sure to reattach the wiring into its bracket at the bottom of the pump. It may be easier to access some of the bolts from under the vehicle. It's always a good idea to clean the mating surface between the water pump pulley and the water pump to eliminate any imbalance issues. Install the water pump pulley and torque the bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Install the alternator into its location and reattach the wiring. Using a belt tensioner tool, reinstall the drive belt and install the splash shield. With the repair complete, reattach the negative battery cable. Fill the system with a 50-50 blend of coolant and distilled water. It's a good idea to test your pressure cap. A faulty pressure cap can lead to an inefficient cooling system. If you do not have access to a pressure tester, these are available at your local parts store. Start the vehicle and turn the cabin heater on high. This will help bleed the air out of the system. Allow the engine to reach operating temperature and check for leaks. Shut the engine off and allow it to cool completely. Top the recovery tank off to manufacturer specs.